Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Sir Jill and thank you for watching. This time I'm going to be going over my Guardian. She was my third character to reach level 80, which I thought would give me a better idea of how to play her in PvP, but it did not. In fact, I find my Guardian to be one of the hardest characters to play. But that could be personal preference. I've heard some people say that Guardian is very easy for them to play. So I will head to the Heart of the Mists here, as you can see, and we can go over my build. I'll give you my thoughts on what I thought worked and what didn't work. Alright, here we are at the Heart of the Mists. This time it looked like the graphics loaded fast enough that I'm not going to be walking over thin air like I did the last episode. Crossing the bridge here. Alright, so here's my current PvP build. I have a great sword as my first weapon and a hammer as my second weapon. Now, sigils. I have the Sigil of Air, PvP, 50% chance on critical to cause a lightning strike. And Sigil of Accuracy, plus 7% critical chance. For my rune, I have the Rune of the Eagle, plus 25 precision, plus 35 ferocity, more precision, ferocity, precision, and then plus 6% damage against targets with less than 50% health. As you can see, this raises your critical chance and critical hit damage. And then I have that Berserker's Amulet once again. I focused mainly in Zeal, Valor, and Honor. It looks like I actually missed one of these here. I'm not sure why I have a point out. Anyways, I'll just put it into this one for now. Alright, so on these smaller ones, I have first, sorry about that. In Zeal, each point increases power and condition duration. Valor, each point increases toughness and ferocity. And Honor, each point increases vitality and healing. So here we have Zealot's Speed. You create a symbol of wrath when you are struck while below the health threshold. So at 50% health I create a symbol of wrath, which deals damage, gives me retaliation, and inflicts vulnerability on the enemy. It can hit up to 5 targets and pulses 4 times. Each pulse is about a second, and as you can see, the symbol duration is 4 seconds. The symbol radius is 240. Symbolic Exposure. Symbols apply vulnerability to foes, so they take more damage. Symbolic Power. Increases damage of symbols. The damage increases 10%. Down in Valor, we have Valorous Defense. Gain Aegis when you are struck while below the health threshold. So at 50% health, you gain Aegis. Block the next incoming attack. Courageous Return. Virtue of Courage is recharged when you rally. Then on to Honor. Gain Vigor when you deliver a critical hit. So it gives me 100% endurance regeneration. Selfless Daring. The end of your dodge roll heals nearby allies. So every time I dodge, then I get 254 healing. Elusive Power. Deal more damage while your endurance is not full. So when your endurance is not full, you get 10% increase in damage. Back up in Zeal, I choose Shattered Aegis. When an Aegis you replied is removed, it damages nearby foes. It does 362 damage and can target up to 5 people with a radius of 240. My other one is Zealous Blade. Attacks with your great Greatsword, deal an extra 5% damage and heal you. Damage increase is 5%. Healing is 30 every time you hit them. Down in Valor, I have Retributive Armor. Gain precision based on your toughness. So, I have a... depending on my toughness and how much I have, I get some more precision by 7%, which increases my critical hit chance. Focused Mind. Meditations grant Fury. So I get 20% Fury, 20% critical chance whenever I gain Fury. I should actually change that. This build currently doesn't have any meditations. So if I look through here, I have Honorable Shield, Glacial Heart, and Wielding a Mace grants additional power. I don't have any of those, so I might actually choose another blue one. Lose conditions at a set time interval. Nearby allies gain toughness based on your effective level. Lose health slower while down. Gain a chance to burn attackers while blocking, and reduces recharge on meditations. I'll go with Purity. You'll see why in a moment. Conditions removed is 1 every 10 seconds. In Honor, I have Symbols are larger. It increases the radius of symbols by 60. And then Writ of the Merciful. All symbols heal allies with each pulse. Alright, so with my Greatsword, once again, this is more of a damage build than anything. As a Guardian spec'd out for damage, I will not survive very long. I just have to pump out as much damage and try to take them out faster than they can take me out. Here's a Greatsword's basic attack. You gain Might, the third hit. The second attack is a spin while hurling powerful projectiles. The closer you are, the more chance that your projectile will hit them. Then you go straight back into your auto attack. My third attack is Leap of Faith. You leap at your foe. On hit, you blind nearby foes. Blind means that they'll miss their next outgoing attack. My fourth attack is Symbol of Wrath. You pierce the ground with a mystic symbol that damages foes while granting retaliation to nearby allies. So you see, the damage is 5 times with 2,680. Healing is 126 since I have the symbol's healing. Retaliation, I gain reflecting coming damage back to its source, and it causes vulnerability. Symbol duration is 4 seconds. The number of targets is 5. Symbol radius is 240. You can see the symbol around me. Then it disappears. On the fifth one, throw blades out at your foes, causing damage over time. Bound foes can be pulled to you. The effect ends when a foe moves out of range. So when I use it, it hits them, causes damage over time. If I use it again, it pulls enemies toward me. Here's my healing ability, Signet of Resolve. Cures a condition from yourself every few seconds. When active, it heals yourself. Healing, 8,463. You can see that's almost half of my health pool. Conditions removed, as passive, is 1. Interval every 10 seconds. So with that other trait, every 10 seconds I will have 10, excuse me once more, I can't talk today. 2 conditions every 10 seconds will be removed. Here I have the Bane Signet. It improves my power, and the active is knock down and damage your foe. So it does 603 damage. Passively it gives me 180 power, and the knockdown is 2 seconds. There it is. Signet of Wrath grants you increased condition damage. Signet active, immobilize your target. So if I use it actively, it'll do a small amount of damage and immobilize my target for 3 3/4 of a second. So almost 4 seconds, but not quite. Signet of Judgment. Reduces incoming damage is the passive. Active is grant retaliation to nearby allies and weakness to nearby foes. So as you can see, the Signet passive is negative 10% incoming damage. Retaliation for 3 seconds as an active, reflect incoming damage back to its source, and as the other part of the active is weakness for 6 1/4 of a second, which gives the enemy negative 50% endurance regeneration and 50% fumble. The number of targets is 5 and the radius is 600. It also breaks stun. This is the ultimate that I use, Renewed Focus. Focus, making yourself invulnerable and recharging your virtues. The duration is 2 seconds, so you have 2 seconds of invulnerability. Now take in mind that you cannot attack while you are invulnerable for these 2 seconds. But it recharges these. This is the Guardian's mechanic. You have 3 virtues. The virtue of Justice, burn foes every few attacks, is the passive. The activate is you and your allies inflict burning on the next attack. So you can see the burning passive effect is 1 1/4 seconds. It does 373 damage. With the active effect, it's 5 seconds of burning that does 1,865 damage. The number of attacks to trigger passively is 5. The radius when I activate it is 1,200. Virtue of Resolve. It regenerates health passively. When you activate, you heal yourself and nearby allies. The healing for active is 1,813. The passive heal every second is 99 health. Radius is 1,200 when active. Virtue of Courage. The virtue passively grants Aegis every few seconds. When you activate it, you grant Aegis to yourself and nearby allies. Aegis, block the next incoming attack. That's passive. Or active, I suppose. Aegis refresh is 40 seconds. So passively it refreshes 40 seconds. The active cooldown is 90 seconds. Radius is 1,200. Note, when you do use these, you lose the passive effect until it recharges. So the recharge for the first is 30 seconds, the second is 60, and the third 90. Now like I said, this build is to be used to kill enemies as fast as you can without them killing you. Now the thing is it hasn't worked exceptionally well for me. And I've tried other builds too. In my first Guardian video you saw I had a mace and shield, and I had a different PvP build. I had it to where I had mainly toughness, vitality, and healing, and some in virtues. I tried to make a turtle build to where I could stay on points and capture them, but that didn't work too well. Maces give more healing abilities, like the symbol is for healing, and every third strike you gain a boost of health, a burst of healing. But I don't know, it didn't work for me, so I tried to go to this. I've tried different builds. I've tried a mixture of damage and a mixture of defense, but none of them have really worked out for me, at least that I enjoy. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I've switched out these type of abilities for different things. Here I can show you some of those. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions and help me figure out what I'm doing wrong with the Guardian. See, there's such things as meditations. Convert the conditions you are suffering from into boons. Teleport to your target and burn nearby foes. Teleport to the nearest ally with the lowest health and create a healing area around them. Create a ring of fire that burns foes and cures conditions on allies. Consecrate the ground around you, granting stability to allies inside. Form a protective healing shelter for allies. Foes and projectiles cannot enter. Cure a condition and damage nearby foes. More damage if condition is cured. Draw conditions from nearby allies to yourself. Gain multiple boons for a short duration. Grant stability to yourself and allies. Grant protection and regeneration to allies. Summon a barrier of mystic power that reflects projectiles. Grant Aegis and swiftness to up to 5 nearby allies. Spirit weapons. Summon an arcane hammer to defend you. Summon an arcane sword to defend you. Summon an arcane bow to cure conditions on you and your allies. Summon an arcane shield to destroy incoming projectiles. So if you would leave some comments and help me figure out a good build for my Guardian, I'd be very thankful. And I am thankful already for you all watching this video. Have a good day, everyone, and I hope to see you on the next one. If you like these videos, please like it, and if you'd like to subscribe, then go on ahead.